Welcome to Code Mantra's Accessibility Insight interview series. I'm Barry Bealer, Senior Vice President of Strategic Alliances at Code Mantra, and your host for today's session. Joining me is Michael Johnson and Ian Smith. Michael is the Director of Content Partnerships at Benetech. He has 30 years worth of experience on the blend of publishing, technology, and institutions. In this role, he works directly with publishers, conversion houses, technology platforms, and educational institutions to help them understand and implement processes that allow for fully born accessible content to get from authors all the way through the EPUB ecosystem to the end reader. Joining Michael is my colleague, Ian Smith, who is our Director of Accessibility Platforms and Solutions at Code Mantra. Ian has been a technologist all of his career and more recently architected Code Mantra's document accessibility remediation platform called Accessibility Insight. He is a frequent speaker at accessibility trade events and writes about accessibility issues and topics on our company blog. The COVID-19 pandemic has been top of mind for every business and organization, and we still don't know the full economic impact. Ian, can you give our audience an idea of how COVID has impacted our customers and what Code Mantra has been doing to support them in these unusual times?
Absolutely, Barry. Definitely a relevant topic. And, the distance learning, I would say, is an immediate and an urgent need. It's amazing how much material was actually disseminated directly from the instructor to the students in the classroom. Even though we're a very digital world today, there was still a lot of material that was delivered directly from the instructor to the students. So today that's not possible with the distance learning being implemented in many areas. So all of these instructors as well as content producers have been forced essentially to deliver this through a digital form, typically through a learning management system. That's their only means of delivery to their students. And as a result, that content must be accessible as well. So what they had once thought, well, it's delivered in a different fashion, that has now changed. It's right in line with every other piece of course material, and they are being required to deliver that in an accessible format. So we are doing all we can as an organization to assist any institution in meeting those needs. The COVID pandemic, as you mentioned, is going to have a financial impact. So there are challenges with budgets and fundings and whatnot. So we are working in creative ways to assist institutions in any way possible.
And Michael, how has Benetech and your customers been impacted by the COVID pandemic?
So we're seeing a huge impact. In our Bookshare program, which is a repository of about 900,000 accessible ebooks, which are available to our members, all of whom have been certified with a print disability. The new members that are joining Bookshare, we've had a 120+% increase month on month from the previous year, every month since April. So clearly, as the lockdown started, our membership numbers have grown enormously, as well, of course, as the usage. And that's not just institutions. A lot of those are students in K-12 school districts or in higher education, but there's lots of other areas where people can't go. Like you can't go to the office. So can I get my required reading necessary, my policies necessary in an accessible format? Of course, the education share is enormous, as all the things that Ian just described. But we also have public libraries. A lot of public libraries aren't open or only open for curbside pickup and things like that. So can I get my ebooks from my public library, because that's all I can do now is stay at home and get those? Can I interact with my government agencies, right? Can I find out what's going on with healthcare in my area? What's going on with the lockdown? What are the pandemic counts? Where can I vote? Are there sample ballots? And all these things need to be accessible where they always needed to be. But now, COVID didn't cause this problem. COVID just shined an enormous spotlight on the fact that most organizations were not prepared to actually effectively deliver accessible digital content. And we're seeing that in the work that we do. And on the publishing community, publishers are coming out from all over the place saying, okay, we get it now, we got to get on board. Even schools that are going back, they're retrenching and not going back now. And so we have to have this content. So that's what's going on right up to the minute, really. I mean, it's still happening now as colleges are opening and then sort of unopening.